My name is Mike Schmidt.
I'm Vanessa Vogel.
My name is Imani Jafar Mohammed.
Andrew Voss, Fees and Victor OSS.
I'm Janine Laird, and I'm the Executive Director of the Minnesota Justice Foundation. It's a cooperative model among the law schools, among the legal services providers. It's a partnership in collaboration with the State Bar Association, and it is unique in the nation.
One of the biggest cases that I worked on was the case of Sherman Townsend, and he was convicted of burglary in 1997 and sentenced to 20 years because of his criminal history. The only witness who testified to Townsend's identification confessed to doing it himself. And so he sent us a signed affidavit saying that he did commit the crime himself and gave us details of the crime and said that he would be willing to testify to the details of the crime. Just because of a few days of work of reading through materials and writing a petition, I was able to help free someone who didn't commit the crime that he was convicted of, and send him on his way. It was amazing to see that the work that I did over the summer led to such a dramatic conclusion.
I can't promise that every student has that big a win or that gratifying an experience, but they all do have very gratifying and very meaningful experiences, and they cross a wide spectrum of opportunities. We had a student who was a summer clerk up at the White Earth Tribal Court this summer, and she helped them write their criminal code.
Drafting a criminal code was a pretty intimidating undertaking at first, but everyone who worked for the tribal court was really helpful. They basically gave me some codes of other tribes that they thought were particularly good or that they thought would be helpful for them, so that I could look over those. And then I also looked a lot at the Minnesota State Criminal Code and took those all together and combined them to produce something that I thought would be most effective from what I knew about the White Earth tribe. I know it's not going to be the final end product for their tribe, but at least something that they can start with and something that they can work with.
One student, given an opportunity, can make a huge difference.
In one case, a young woman from Africa, from North Africa, had lost all of her documents when her abusive husband stole them. And so without any documents, you can't do anything. The young woman couldn't work. She had 2 children, I believe, all under the age of 4 or 5, and she was living in a shelter. And she couldn't get work without a green card, which she had lost. And she's, you know, really resourceful, incredibly bright person, fluent in many languages, had saved copies of all of her documents, and even with the copies, you know, was not able to access anything until she actually had the card. And, you know, our work with her over the summer was pretty challenging because not having any documents makes it difficult to assemble someone's identity, but eventually we managed to, you know, put it all together, and she just recently got her green card about 3 weeks ago.
Being able to have some sort of clerkship after my first year of law school was invaluable.
They have an opportunity to practice skills that they've been learning in the classroom.
It was a great experience to learn so much more about how the legal writing process works and to get the experience of actually writing petitions.
They have an opportunity to network with their new or soon-to-be new colleagues in the legal profession.
It's just a great experience and kind of getting your foot in the door and seeing what it's like to be working in the real world, in the real legal world.
They have also learned the joys and sometimes the frustrations, but the overwhelming joys of giving back to the community and making a difference in the life of somebody.
We thought big. You know, we said, let's give MJF a broad mandate. Let's establish a big program, and that's how we got big enthusiasm. You establish a big program with big ideals, and then I think you can get people to make a big commitment.
It's great that MJF has gone for 25 years. It means it was a great idea and a great organization with a great mission, and that's why it's gone this long. Ultimately, it's been a huge success, and so our thanks, everybody's thanks, should go out to the Minnesota legal community and the many law firms who for all these years have been supporting MJF and its great mission. And for those law firms that have thought about it, we'd love to have you join us.